Everything Must Go literally needed to be nerfed because of how it worked with Robocaller. And Robocaller, I don't think really needs a nerf, but maybe it's still a good card. We'll have to find out in the future. And now we're gonna get some nerfs that I don't necessarily agree with, but I feel like they're doing this in order to curb back some of the power level of the Shaman decks. So Molten Magma is now not hitting base, it just deals damage to minions. I don't really know why the face damage was really that important, but I guess the idea of playing one mana spell damage into Molten Magma to deal a bunch of damage and to draw a bunch more damage from your deck. They were probably thinking, let's just tone it down a little bit because the deck's not a problem now, but it could be a problem later. And I just find it funny that these drinks are getting nerfed the way that they are, dude. Because like this is a fine card in my opinion, but Shaman has a lot of spell damage and a lot of damage that it just compounds. So I guess I understand why they nerfed this, but it just feels like a card that I wasn't expecting people to be complaining about, but I guess it's a good change. Next up is Wave of Nostalgia. This just makes sense because the idea of getting scammed by turn 5 against the Starship decks, for example, that don't have a lot of minion pressure in the early games. Shaman has been absolutely eating everything because the idea that people are playing is slow decks. They're playing slower decks or they're playing aggro, and Shaman can actually deal with both of those decks very effectively. Then this is how it actually scammed out the slower decks to where Wave of Nostalgia just going up by 1 mana. This is kind of another example of like how Quasar was like a fun card, right? This is like another fun card where it's like, haha, you get some legendaries from the past, but it ends up just turning your 1/1s into 8/8s, so it just kind of cheats a bunch of stats out of nowhere. And if you don't have a Brawl, it's pretty much game over. So Wave of Nostalgia going to 6.
Now, you may remember my friend Deji getting a bet from JJ for £1 million. He had 6 months to gain a six-pack, and we all know how that ended.
If that's a six-pack, that's an abomination to everyone who actually has six-pack.
In early July, on What's Good, we started talking about it, and I set John a challenge.
October 31st, Halloween night, okay? You got to have a six-pack. How much do you have to be paid?
Oh, that's...
4 months.
20.
20k?
Yeah, I think maybe I could do that. Yeah, I think I could do that.
Like fight night ready abs.
Yeah, shredded. What? Shredded? Okay, sure.
Would you do it 15k?
17.5.
16. Final offer.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
16k.
Wait, but hold on, you got to do it. Do not have to do like a flop it the way around.
Shave your mullet off.
We should shake hands on this, I feel.
Oh, we don't need to.
You know, I think it's official.
It's on camera.
Okay,
it's a deal. Damn.
So 1 week into the challenge, John went and got a body scan done.
I did, yeah.
And you found out you're unhealthy.
I found out a lot of bad information about myself that did not make me feel good. So in the pictures here, you can see the yellow stuff is fat, and
Is that your cock?
No, I don't think it is. I hope it's not. The worst thing was I had a lot of visceral fat in my body.
Okay.
And that's the unhealthiest kind of fat. 27% body fat, which is really high as well. Basically, across the board, high.
So a long way to go in 4 months.
Yeah.
Got to be like a very obvious, clear six-pack. I believe in him to do it.
I think he'll burn out. I do think.
But I agree. I just can't.
I think people underestimate how hard it is.
The day you said that I could earn some money,
Yeah.
I was on it. I was totally on it. I just didn't really know how to do it was the problem. So there was a lot I had to learn. Didn't know anything about fitness, nutrition, any of it.
You smoked,
Socially, yes.
alcohol,
Big time.
fast food,
All the time.
and you weren't exercising.
Never.
What was the hardest one?
The food.
John's update on week 1. I've got it here on the little iPad. He's 88.6 kgs down to 85 kgs, which is pretty good.
That is
pretty
good.
good. I think, admittedly for himself, he was saying it's a lot of water weight, which happens when you first start. No alcohol, only water and tea, which is pretty cool actually.
I had to keep my calories very, very, very low, and it was very restrictive. So that was the hardest part.
Well, John is 2 weeks into his training.
Yeah.
How's it going, John?
Weight-wise, really good. I am now down from 88.6 kilos